want you to remember that Jesus is the reason for the season. He still is. And I also want you to remember that if you're close to family, if you can touch somebody, if you're with your loved ones right now at home, I want you to make sure you spend some time, eat some food, talk about some good things. Try not to talk about all the tough things that happened in 2020. If you got to talk about it, let's talk about the good things that happened, because 2020 has been rough, but it has opened up opportunities. God has been able to show himself strong to us, to me and to you, to our church, to our family, our friends. And goodness, a lot of us are dealing with grief because of people we've lost because of the COVID-19 virus. But isn't it amazing that God's been able to give you peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding about this? I want you to understand that 2021 is the year of kingdom ease. It's a year where God's going to do great things. It's going to be a tough year for people, but not for you, because you're in his kingdom. Listen, 2021 is about to be a year of endless possibilities. God's hand is on you. And as a church, we're going to come together and believe the same thing, speak the same language. And God's going to drop his blessings and favor on all of us. And it'll matriculate down to every household and every family. What I want you to be encouraged to do is think about difference. Think about new things now. Stop being stuck on old. Let's think about what God is doing new. He's doing a new thing in you. You're not who you used to be. I'm not who I used to be. But God is still who he's always been. And he's looking and depending on us to be kingdom ambassadors and be people that's loyal to him and faithful to him even when things get tough. And so Oasis, I'm excited about us coming to your home. You're in my home with me today. You're going to be able to get the word. You're going to be able to get worship. You'll be able to get me at your fingertips. Because Oasis, not only are we going to do amazing things in our church buildings when we can go back, we will go back to church. But we get a chance right now while we cannot, and it's not safe, to innovate, to create. You know, the human spirit can't be crushed. It can't be put in a cave. It can't be, and that's why you're thinking of new ideas and new things are happening in your life as well. And the same thing God is doing with our church. You know, it's going to be 15 years in January that we've been a church. And for 23 plus years of my life, I've been pastoring people. And God has never failed me. He's always given me vision. He's always allowed me to see the future. And I see the future of our church. We're going to be a global church that impact the whole world. And we're going to do it through media. We're going to do it through impacting culture. It's the same vision I've always had. It's just matured and graduated. It's a shame that it took me into 2020 to realize we could do these type of things. It's a shame that it took COVID-19 virus coming in, us realizing that we could do ministry on a greater scale, a bigger level. We can have it all. Not just one, not just some, not just a part, but all. And we're going to do it together. I want you to remember that with God, all things are possible to him that will believe. The reason why Jesus is the reason for the season and the reason why we're celebrating Christmas is because he died on the cross for us. But before that, he was promised to come and he was born. Oh my God. He was born in a manger. 3 wise men had to find him, but they brought him frankincense, myrrh, gold. They got his life started. They invested in this vision he had for the world. And Jesus didn't come to give gifts and presents. He came to disrupt government. He came to pull down the devil's authority in the earth. And he came to liberate you and me so that we could experience the bounty and the beauty that come with life. And Christmas is a great reason to celebrate Jesus, his birth. I'm so excited. I hope tonight, when you finish watching this video, you can reflect on the goodness of God. You know what? God has great things in store for you. Kingdom ease is all about things being easier. Let me tell you something. 2021 will be a tough year for people who are not in the kingdom. I believe that the economy is going to take a hit. The vaccine is coming out. All of this stuff is happening. We don't know what's going to happen. They still haven't changed laws for systemic racism and things that's going on. We got to make an impact and we got to make a difference as believers. And I want to say this to all of my men and all of my women that's a part of this ministry. All of you. It is not time for you to defect. It is not time for you to fall off. It's not time for you to give up. God is going to test us based on our training. You have been taught well. You've been trained well. You've been exposed. I've shown you all the sides of God. I've shown you all the ways that God can move. We got a lot more to grow and we got a lot more to do, but you can't stop. Listen to me. Don't you leave the church. Don't you leave God, and don't you give up on your faith. Do you know how many people are counting on you? And wise people don't walk away from investments easily. I will not walk away from our church. I will not walk away from our buildings. I will not walk away from our work. This is what God has called us to do. Oasis Church in Paulding is going to be bigger and better than it's ever been. Oasis Church in Atlanta will be bigger and better than it's ever been. But first, we're going to expand our base by touching the world. And I need you. I need your support. I need your love. I need your commitment. And I need your resources. I need you to give. I need you to tithe. I need you to sow. And I need you to believe God. But more than anything, I need you to be okay. Because if you're okay, we're going to be okay. The Bible commands this of pastors. If one leaves and falls away, would the good shepherd not leave the 99 to go get the one? I'm talking to you right now. You're the one that I want you to know. You've been the black sheep. It's been difficult for you. Maybe you've had challenges your whole life, but now you're seeing that you can do this. You're seeing that you can have this. You're seeing that there's more in you than what you see when you look in the mirror. It's not just because it's Christmas. It's because of the time that we're in. You've met, it is your time and it's your turn. Oasis, A-Tribe, Anthony Murray Ministries, we're all one thing, just different names. We're all in the same group. We're following Jesus and we're following the plan that God's given me as a visionary. I want to thank you so much for tithing, because if you hadn't tithed through this pandemic, we would not be able to do the excellence that you see. I want to thank you for your prayers. If it wasn't for your prayers, I wouldn't have made it. We wouldn't have made it. It was your prayers. It was the collective prayers of the righteous that seen us through. I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for your consideration for all of the ministry that we've done and all the ministry that we have to do. For you even considering being a part, I want to thank you. Let me tell you something. God has done immaculate, immeasurable things in 2020 for our church. He's done silly, crazy things for me in my personal life. And I've always learned this, and I've always taught this. What you make happen for God's house, God will make it happen for your house. The blessings of the Lord maketh rich, and they add no sorrow. So because we've been faithful over God's house, God's going to continue to be faithful over your house. So what you are willing to invest into the kingdom, that's going to determine what you're going to receive out of the kingdom. His yoke is easy. His burden is light. It's going to take work. It's just going to be easier. While other people are losing, you won't. While other people are suffering, you won't. Because of the blessings of God is covering your life. But you got to put some in it to get some out. Let's start right now. In your personal mastery, in your personal perfection, and in your personal holiness, let's work on our relationship with God over rules. Let me tell you, God's doing three things. He's shifting wealth. The wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. There are going to be times of transfer. He's shifting power and influence out of the hands of the unrighteous into the hands of people who love God and who are righteous. And then finally, my favorite, God is moving us from all of these rules you can't keep anyway that he never said. They're man-made rules. They're man-made laws that God never sanctioned. He says, why don't you talk to me about you? Because I made you. If you can talk to me and get in relationship with me, this is God talking, anything is possible. Who can teach you about you more than God? Listen, it's Christmas time and we give so much to so many people, but I want to ask you, have you given to God? Have you made him a priority? Have you given to his church? Listen, giving is important. And we got gifts under the trees. We got all of this stuff happening and it's so wonderful. I love it. I do it. I'm a part of it. But did you remember Jesus? Did you remember his church? Did you remember his work? I want to challenge you to tithe today. Oh man, what a gift to give, to tithe. And then I want us to do a special offering. I want to do a special offering. I want to do a $41 offering. A $41 offering for Christmas into God's church. Wow. 41. $40 and then one. Hey, $40 and one. God's going to do one thing more than what we prayed for. He's going to do one thing more than what we believe for. He's going to go beyond and above what we're asking for. So I want you to give 40 and one, $41 for Christmas. It'll be a blessing to the church, but even more importantly, it's going to be a blessing to you. Thank you in advance for being a tither and a giver into God's work. My name is Anthony Murray. It's Christmas time. I'm about to have me some eggnog and eat me some food and do what I told you to do. Merry Christmas. I'll see you for New Year's. We got a lot planned for you. Don't miss it. Peace.